Good evening, everyone. How are you doing? Good evening, Tawana.
Good evening. Good evening. How are you, Crystal?
I'm good. I'm good. You ready for this after the show finale of Ready to Love? Or sorry, oh my God,
Yes.
of Love on Stage.
Love on stage.
Yes.
Yes.
So, what did you think of the finale?
I thought it was great.
I
I
thought,
thought it was great. There was a lot of clarity, from people writing their letters, and they got to say what they needed to say.
yes.
Hey, KB.
Hey KB, hey, how are you doing? Thank you so much. Well, let's get it going. We got to start with the fun stuff. Oops, I got to go back because I got to start with Kev on stage and Mrs.
Melissa.
Melissa and Mrs. Kev on stage. They had a long week, They had a long week, so I have been
Mm,
going through old episodes of TBTB and Love Hour and everything else. So we just got to send them our prayers and just
yes.
thank them because yeah. So this was the finale, and also they did a special episode of BT Kingsley's show, and that was really funny. BT is hilarious of
Yeah.
Churchy, and that was super funny for his show Give Me Five, and
Yeah.
that was really funny. We're gonna start with the fun stuff. Actually, I'm gonna go back. We are actually gonna start with the fun stuff, and then we're gonna get into Tremaine and Sharita, and then we're gonna get into um, Tremaine and Sharita, and we're gonna get into Chandra and James.
Nate.
So, what did you think of or sorry, Crystal and James? I'm so oh gosh. Keep correcting me, y'all. Keep correcting me.
It's
Hey,
all right.
Maria. Hey, y'all. So, what did you think? Of course, James is fan favorite.
Yay! We love
Yeah,
Jane.
but we knew
Woohoo!
it. But we knew it. Okay, so he's been very intentional. I want to go back to what we talked about last week about these comments. Do you think there's any validity to these comments that people are talking about?
No,
I really don't think so.
leave them alone.
I mean, honestly, they're sitting on the balcony in the Airbnb, and he says, "I want you to be my girlfriend." Like he's just like intentional. He
Be my
speaks
lady.
words into action. I mean, he's yes. I just
Yeah. I mean, I saw it coming. I mean, I
yeah,
didn't think he would ask her this soon. I thought
right.
maybe, they'd wait till they got back to Georgia and, had a
Mhm,
couple of in-person dates and,
right.
kicked it in person for maybe a month or two and then asked, but
Yeah,
James sees what he likes
and
and,
so does
has gotten
she.
to know her because I imagine they talk on the phone all day and night when he's
Right.
not working.
And honestly, I think that they are this is going to be the second Robert and Bria. I definitely do. It may not be as soon as, but I don't think there's any validity to what people are saying that he's just showing his representative. So I think it's going to be more of the same.
Yeah. Hey, Shauna. Yeah, KB. I do think James means it, and he's probably focused on work and not dating.
Right. That's
Yeah.
exactly what we were saying last week. I absolutely think that that's what was doing.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for them, and I just think that it's all it's all just going to be more and more of the same thing from here. I just think, yeah, they're on their way. And I love the fact that he had his boys there. Melissa was supporting the black business, and then his boys are giving him a thumbs up and everything. I love that. That whole thing was really great.
Shauna, yes, James' letter was long.
Yes. Okay. So I did want to ask about that. So, to what did you? Both of their letters was just a recap. I just felt it was a recap.
A recap, yeah. Um, the both letters were a recap of what we've
Yes.
seen. Um, but it was still sweet. But I was like, her pages look awfully thick. Like
Yeah.
her, I was like, how many pages is it? Ah,
I thought
three.
the same thing.
Sheesh.
And then I thought, okay, this is just a recap, and I keep saying, I keep going back to, you know, the letters from last season, and I said, well, at least they talked about God, and they weren't. I felt like it was just a recap
Mhm.
I mean, there was love in there, and there was just how you make me feel. There was those things too,
Yeah.
but a lot of it was you brought me flowers, you did this. I was like, we know all of that.
We
So
know, yes.
yes,
But
yes,
I am happy for them. I'm excited for them.
I'm excited for them, and I think there's nowhere to go but up from here. And
So
I
I
just,
hope they have an Instagram page.
oh, that would be great. Yeah, I'm excited for them. I hope they have it. Yes, I hope wonderful love story. We need more examples of happy couples.
Yes.
Exactly, exactly. So now let's go to Chandra and Nate.
George Nathaniel.
George Nathan. So one thing I want to go back a little bit because I forgot that Chandra was a cancer survivor, stage 4 cancer survivor.
Mhm.
And I just didn't know. I just forgot that. And so then I had to go back in the episodes and I was like, oh, wow. Like
Yeah.
when Melissa touched on that, and Melissa saying you're a strong woman. And here's the thing. This is also a reason why James kept saying you're such a strong woman. You're such a strong woman.
You mean
And
Nate?
I mean, Nate was saying that. Nate was saying you're such a strong woman. And now that I remember that, I was like, oh wow, that's and now she's taking on raising a 9-year-old. That's a lot. So I
That's a
really hope
lot.
that she takes care of
Mhm.
herself.
Yep.
Yeah. But what did you think of their letters?
Um, I thought they were respectful.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, nothing that was in their letters caught me off guard because you could just see their interactions through, the FaceTime dating, the virtual dating, that we knew it wasn't going to be a match, right? Because he was very adamant about not wanting anyone with a child under the age of 16.
Right.
So,
I think that that's the perfect word for it is respectful. And I think
mhm,
that he was said, well, let me try, let me see if I can change my mind on this. But he knew that wasn't. And then he really wanted to see, okay, I like this girl, but am I attracted to her enough to change my mind on my stance? And he really wasn't. And especially, what did you just say before we went live? You said you knew it wasn't going to be the case as soon as you
yeah.
saw them shorts.
Yeah, like her reaction to those shorts.
Right.
Mm-mm, no.
Right. And even honestly, her reaction to the shorts, and even Robert and Bria were on that episode, and then the body language guy, they were all like, "What?
They cracked up.
This ain't the place for that."
Nate wants to have fun.
Right? He just wants to have fun. He wants somebody
No,
that's going to be receptive to them shorts and get out there.
he's done his time, for lack of better words. Raising kids. Now they're like 31 and 20.
Hmm.
It's me time now. You
It is.
know?
It's yes, and that's what he wants. He wants to stay there.
Yeah. And it's not to say that he's not there for his kids, because you're always gonna be there for your kids. At least that's how I feel. But you know.
Shauna, you didn't see the see-through shorts. He had gone. They said, well, "What was your last vacation on the first date?" And he said he went to a nude beach. And so,
Shauna,
yeah,
how you missed that? That was the first date.
exactly. Shauna's been our sleuth this whole time. You got us. He had some see-through shorts on. He went to a nude beach.
It was black fishnet
Yes,
mesh. I'll say they were mesh.
they're mesh. Yes, that is something I noticed as well. The space between them on that couch. I was like, oh
Hmm.
my gosh.
Yep.
Ooh.
You could fit another person in there.
Hmm. Exactly. Two more people. Like, I thought the colors were classy as well.
Hmm.
You don't have to be you don't have to be mean to be honest. You can be kind and honest at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
Melissa should have veto power over the matches made by the stage crew. Uh but she does the final selection of the guys though. I think her and the producers, don't they do the final selection of the guys? the
I think what Tia Marie means, the matches. Like when she saw that the stage crew put Nate and Chandra together, she should
right.
have said no.
I understand what she's meaning, but
Okay.
because she does the final selection of the guys, then she has to give some power to the stage crew. So she's doing one, and then so you think that maybe she should switch it and have veto power over the stage crew and say as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Happy
I see your
Sunday,
point
Monique.
because hey, Monique, thank you for coming in. I see your point as well because I felt that way about Jesus last season. I was like, y'all, I am sure you noticed that this is not it. Like I thought the same thing last
Mhm.
season. I said, ooh, because yeah, I definitely did not vote for him. So I'm like, huh. So that's I see your point. I see your point, Tia Maria.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought they were cordial. I thought they were very respectful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yes. She was just like, okay. That's all she could muster up.
Yeah.
Melissa made a good point saying that he needs to say that not having kids under 16 is a non-negotiable. That's true
But
because
I thought he did say that.
he said he didn't say it was a non-negotiable or a deal breaker. He just thought it was one of his things, or he's just not.
But if somebody tells you that, I don't want to date someone with kids under the age of 16, then that's what it is.
Right. But it sounds like to him, or the way he phrased it, or how they thought of it, was that but it could be a possibility. That's something I may be able to get over. And
No.
I agree with you,
Mm-mm.
Tawana. Like if you're retired from that season of your life, then you're
Yeah.
retired from that season of your life. And I hear what he's saying. He's 55 years old. I was like, even if he's not retired, even if he made it sound like it might be okay, that's something he says. If somebody says, I'm not sure if I want kids, that means that they don't want kids to me.
All right.
If
Right.
somebody, because that's a big deal. That's
Right.
something that they have. So I agree with you. If somebody says that means that they don't want them. That's not.
Yeah. I mean, my kids are 25 and 19.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to date nobody with a child in elementary school.
Right. That's whew.
My
But
parent teacher conference days are over.
exactly. And I think that to me, if he said that, I would have said, okay, he's not interested in young kids. That's it. Like he wants kids in college or whatever, because that's where he is at.
Yeah.
But Chandra and I guess production, or they're saying that didn't sound like a deal breaker to them. It sounded
Mm.
like a deal breaker to me, but I hear what
Mhm.
you're saying.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well,
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are saying, because Aiko has a 16-year-old and a 19-year-old. She has older kids. Yeah.
yeah.
Voting process will help them get more people to subscribe to the app. What do you think about that? Like if they were able to vote for, or well, they have a vote on the contestants, but not a vote on. Honestly, I just didn't see anybody for Nate.
I didn't either.
And I'm not saying that I'm not saying, oh, he shouldn't have been on the show or anything like that.
I just didn't think that anybody on the show was really a good fit for him.
And I just thought there were other guys that could have been chosen, and I like him. I like them individually, but I just did not see them as a match.
Right.
So yeah, I just
It
didn't
was
see.
it was very difficult for me to choose someone for Nate, and I don't remember if I chose anyone for him.
I don't think and I was like, gosh, who am I going to choose for him?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see his comments under the episode. Shauna, enlighten us.
Oh, Nate said something. Let me see. What Nate said.
I did not, but I think that Melissa definitely had everybody in a good light. I think
Yeah.
yeah. So I just feel
Mhm.
like she was made sure. The elephant in the room is that there really aren't many dating shows for people in their 50s. So it was always going to be hard. Yeah, absolutely.
Mm, well, I mean, I guess it depends on what age group he's looking for. You know what I'm saying? Like he could say like I don't want to date anyone under the age of 40,
Hmm.
you know? But I think most dating shows are geared towards younger couples, younger people.
Absolutely. Absolutely, I agree with you. And I do wonder if he did choose 45 to 55, which is his age range, but a
Hmm.
45-year-old is very likely to have a young child under the age of 16. So I
God bless
agree with
him.
you. Absolutely. Would you say?
I said, God bless him.
God bless him. What is his handle? I don't see it, but hold on. All right, y'all. We ready? You ready to get to the foolishness?
Ah.
Everybody take a deep breath. Okay, Nate's comment was very long, but basically he was defending himself. Honestly, and Melissa was, like I said,
Defending himself for what?
right. She put him in a good light. There was nothing for him to defend himself against.
Yeah. Like, do you know what his handle is, Shauna?
Quentin, I don't see. She probably wants a young tenderoni to do freak.
Ah, well, Shauna, you might be onto something.
He wants to explore. He wants to explore.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
All right, okay. We'll go back to Chanda when you give it to us. Um, who yeah. So this is gonna be a long one. There's a lot of things that were interesting to me. Okay. Um, I so appreciate. I'm gonna start with the good stuff. Well, there's a lot. I so appreciate Tremaine because, and Melissa touched on it. He has an ability to look outside himself and see someone's other side is astounding. I don't know if Melissa would use the word astounding, but I did. Astounding and very impressive that he took the handshake as she's terrified. We as the viewer, and she even said, I thought I was doing fine. I thought I was fine, but everybody else said no, you weren't. And you were moved.
No, it just it looked it came off as childish to me. You know, being socially awkward, um, and uninterested. Like, you know, she missed the flight on purpose. I feel, in my opinion, I feel as though she missed it on purpose because she was trying to figure out if she was going to come or not.
I agree. I agree. And I think you said it last episode that her friend that convinced her to be on the show probably
Uh huh.
convinced her to get on that plane.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? And like you said, childish and but just childlike in a way that she has a lot of things to take care of before she can get back into the dating. And the fidgeting, I know, is a part of nervousness, but it was fidgeting, it was uncomfortable, it was just she wasn't okay. It was just really standoffish. Just when she started fidgeting with her dress up here, with her knot up here, I was just like,
Yeah.
it was just there's certain fidgeting says I'm nervous, and certain fidgeting was just like, I mean, I don't want to be here. I don't like you,
Yes. I
like a
wanted to go, get your hand down.
yeah, exactly.
Put your hand down. Stop messing with that.
Yes, there was so many points. I got so many pictures of her just not looking at him and just like looking up here while Melissa's clearly talking. You take care of this one.
Yes.
I was like, oh gosh, this is really like. And so, you guys, when I first started watching it, just the conversation with just her and Melissa, I immediately said, "Why did you do this? Why did you come on this show?" She has an actual aversion to touching. She is an aversion, like thought I wrote it down. Yeah, yeah, just she has an aversion to that, and I was like, wow, like if you have that much, um, the touching, can't
Yeah.
look someone in the face. I just yeah, so many things. Go ahead.
Or like maybe she was embarrassed on how she acted,
Mm-hmm.
you know, when it came to him not responding to her when he was dealing with the death of his best friend. And she even said it, you know, that I shouldn't have reacted that way.
Mm-hmm.
And it was wrong for me to expect someone else to handle grief the way that I do, or just to
Yes.
handle life's problems. I can compartmentalize things, and me not understanding, well, why can't he do that too?
Exactly. And honestly, I was going to cover that because that was so key what you just said. You said this last week. You were like, life happens.
Yeah.
And if you can't, and if you're totally internalizing it and saying, well, I handle grief this way, why can't he do the same thing?
Everybody's not like you.
Everybody's not like you. And to be 40 or 41 years old, sweetheart, that why would you think that he should handle grief the same way? And yes, she apologized, um, but she thought that, but she said, but then when she said, I'm not gonna say I'm sorry, but I'll say I apologize. I was like, girl, just stop, just stop.
Just cut it out, right?
Yeah, just cut it out. Let me go. What are y'all saying up here?
Shauna is hilarious.
Okay, let me go back down. Wait, what did Tia Maria say?
Tia Marie, it says Tremaine is definitely a gem. Sharmita needs to go to therapy to heal so that she can be a loving partner. And then Shauna says,
Mm,
Tia Marie, she doesn't want to be loving. According to her Instagram, she wants to be a hood nigga.
oh, does she? Wait,
Shauna, that is so funny. I don't know.
wait.
Was I supposed to say that? I should have said racial slur. I'm sorry.
Racial slur, racial slur, like Melissa says. But wait a minute. Wait a minute.
What's her
Not on her
Instagram?
Instagram. I have not gone on this girl's Instagram. I don't do it until afterwards. I usually don't do it. But no, we can go ahead and do it. Yeah, let's go. Like, was she like relating to that is
Ooh, that's
first of all,
funny.
that's hilarious. But yes, there's so many things. So she apologized, but I want to go back because just she felt like when they finally got to the house, the Airbnb, she could relax, she could talk, and she just said, we just weren't a good match and everything. But I have to say, I did like her letter as far as the poetry side of me and the writer side of me and that whole thing. I was like, she's explaining it the way it could be explained or the way she saw it.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, you did not have to do this, but it could have been so much better,
Right.
and her starting with a broken clock is right at least twice a day, and we were right twice. I was like, okay, that's already starting off rude. And then she's saying that, our triggers and stuff like that. And she explained it fine. And James liked how she explained it and everything, but I was like, to James's point, um, it didn't have to be this way. It just did not have to be this way. So as far as that writer side of me and everything, I said, okay, I like how you're saying it.
Right.
But I was like, why did she even, to me, if you've got all of these aversions to touching, I don't see things this way. I project. We're about to talk about this forecasting.
Well, maybe, once she gets to know a person, maybe the touching isn't such an issue.
But then, okay, I will.
You know what I mean? Like some people, like, okay, I have to get to know you first before I, get comfortable enough to, I don't know, allow you to hug me,
I
for
will.
us to hold hands, or even shake hands. I don't know. It was
I
just
will
very
totally give you that if she didn't say I didn't give you a fair shot in the beginning. Like if you don't give someone a fair shot to get to know them, then you'll never be able to getting past that touching threshold.
right.
So and I appreciate that finally, and even Melissa said was, girl, was that so hard?
Oh my! Apparently, it was.
It was just that just like killed her. Literally, she just was felt like her skin was crawling. Like she wanted to have get out of her body to just say, and I apologize. And I was like, oh my gosh. But she even said, I want to get back to what she said about the disappointment and everything, that dumpster fire thing. But uh but she said that about I should have given you more time to grieve, and I put my grieving style onto you, and I put you in the same person that I am, and that was not right. So I apologize. But before that, I did not give you a chance from the very beginning, and I should have given you a chance. And she was right. She didn't give him a chance. I think in a way, Sharita highlight that the downside of being beautiful, people will give so much grace and put up with so much from attractive people. They often have little incentive to change. Ooh, I love that, Tia Maria. That's very straightforward. That makes a lot of sense. I didn't think the fact that Melissa was making her look like she was so vulnerable. You didn't like that. She wasn't all that vulnerable.
She wasn't.
She wasn't, but I think that Melissa's could tell the fidgeting and could tell that this was hard for her. Like Melissa wished that she was vulnerable and wished that she was just a little bit more relaxed and able to accept the opportunity and not, reject it so quickly. And so let's get into this part about this dumpster fire. What did you think about what she said about that? Because she took that on. She was like offended.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that she was offended because she felt like people weren't giving her a fair chance. I think if that's
Mm-hmm. So she was hurt, and she said that she thought that Melissa was disappointed in her, and she was offended by Melissa's. She kept mentioning the dumpster fire. It's either going to be a dumpster fire. So I'm the dumpster fire. Like she was really hurt by what the girl in the beginning said, and then.
But I mean,
Melissa was disappointed at her, and Melissa was like, I apologize. I was more disappointed in her lack of ability to say, I'm sorry.
But I mean, like you taking offense to the phrase dumpster fire, but you've already forecasted in your mind what's going to happen. So you've already started the fire. You've already wheeled the dumpster over.
Yes, she wheeled the dumpster over and she ignited this fire. And she's finally starting to like break through some of these cracks she's taken some hammer to some bricks, but she's not taking them down yet by saying, well, we agreed that we weren't going to talk until we got to LA. So I just held on to that. And she finally said, which that could have been my fault. I could have started that. Yes, there was something you said that, that made him said, fine, we're not going to talk, because she kept saying all these jabs. So he said, you know what, let's not talk.
It was what she said and probably her attitude behind it.
Absolutely.
You know?
And I want to say something. It is a dumpster fire. And I wrote this down too. She said a lot of her relationships have been like that.
Well, sweetie, time to look at yourself.
Right. I was like, girl. And I said, you're telling on yourself now. You're really telling on yourself. If a lot of your relationships have been like this, and it have been this dumpster fire that, like, it's ignited, it's a lot of just a blaze, and it's so exciting and everything, and then it ends in a dumpster fire.
Do you think she was ever attracted to Tremaine?
I think that she probably was you mean physically, like his look and everything?
Mm-hmm.
I think yes, but she holds all of her emotions close to the vest. Like, she's worried if I flirt with him, then I'm gonna have to start to like him, or I'm gonna have to turn him down if it doesn't work out. Like, she probably, I think that she was attracted to him. I think that she got, yes. But the sad thing is, like, we can never tell with her. You can never tell immediately because of her expressions, because of how she carries herself. Like, for instance, with Crystal and Jay, we immediately the look on their face. And even with Chandra, we knew she was attracted to Nate. Because, yes, bring me that, she was like, she liked him. But with Sharita, I think that she was attracted, but I don't think that she lets herself get attracted. You understand what I'm saying?
I don't think she allows herself to fall for someone so easily.
Right.
Right. I agree, Shauna. Sharita is too sensitive. Everybody's not going to spare your feelings.
No.
Sometimes you got to suck it up, Buttercup. That's what it is.
Blame it on Tremaine. If that's true, Shauna, I love that.
Oh, the podcast?
Yes. Did you hear that? Blame it on Tremaine?
Right.
I think that's great.
Shauna says, based on her Instagram, Tremaine is not her physical type, but she liked some parts of his personality.
She would have liked a lot of parts of his personality if she would have taken some walls down. I think that a lot of people, and the truth is, the sad thing is, she's probably not a lot of people's physical type. I think that this was an opportunity for her to get out of her own way.
Mm-hmm.
But she did not take that on. You know what I mean?
Right.
She doesn't. So she's like, well, let me do a change. Let me, everybody's tired of me being single, so let me change it up. And now this happens. Y'all, with this forecasting that she does is incredible. And I said it last week. I said, girl, you had a courtship, an engagement,
a marriage,
a separation, and a divorce in 4 days, because she said, because Melissa asked her, what was your hope for this?
Mm-hmm.
And what were you hoping to get out of this? And I was like, yo, that is forecasting for real. She said that she saw the kids, she said, at my age, I probably will not have kids, the twin daughters, and then the older son. I was like, oh, I could just fit right in. I could do these things. Like, she put herself in that relationship in the good way. And then when something happens, that life happens.
Yeah.
She broke up and divorced him.
Yeah.
I was like, girl, you just gave yourself a whole family.
Right. And she stated that she could see herself, being around him and his kids. But I mean, I don't know, if someone is easily triggered like that, I don't know if I would want them around my children, because around kids, things happen all the time.
All the time.
And if I don't handle something the way that you may handle it,
Mm-hmm.
then there's another problem, another attitude. I'm getting a cold shoulder. You're gonna block me again and act like you forgot. Girl, bye.
Yes. That's what I said last season, like last episode. You can be the most attractive woman, you could be this smart, intelligent, all the things, beautiful, but if your personality, no, if you're emotionally unavailable, then that makes you lose attraction.
Yes.
Um, yeah. Girl, bye. It's just Tremaine even said her personality made him lose attraction to her. And he
Mhm.
said that he got hurt, he got angry, he got, it pissed him off. And I don't blame him. If somebody says, take your time, you're grieving, I understand, take your time, and then you don't reach out to them in 24 hours, how
Right. Then you're like, well, you weren't there for me. Sis, the man is grieving.
right.
Like he didn't support me on my run. Girl.
I was like, your run, his family died, or best friend, but she doesn't know how to feel safe in a relationship. She doesn't know how to feel safe in a
Mhm.
relationship. If she were to take her guards down, yeah. But she even said, when she said, I didn't give you a chance from the very beginning, I didn't give you a fair shake in the very beginning. She said, I put my guard up immediately, so in effort to not get hurt. But if you don't take your guard down, you're what do you call it? You're setting yourself up to get hurt.
Mhm. Yeah. And I don't know if she doesn't, well, yeah, she doesn't know how to feel safe in a relationship, but that's why people need to go to therapy.
Exactly. No, and there's an extensive amount of therapy here when you don't have like the not being touched, to not look if somebody is having a conversation with you, you're looking up into the sky. Like I've been
Yeah, trying to find something interesting over here. Oh, boy. Hey girl, ain't nothing over there.
no, and honestly, it makes the person that's trying to have that conversation with you uncomfortable, and makes them not want to have the conversation with you. So
Yeah,
then what if they don't want to talk to you anymore? And so you're like, why'd they stop talking to me?
because
Because
you acted uninterested.
exactly.
I'm sorry.
That's what that literally Tia Maria, why was she on the show if she was going to keep her guard up? Exactly. So when you go on a
We've
show
all
like
been
this,
asking that same question. Why come?
right, come. I honestly, when she was having her one-on-one with Melissa, I said, why did you come on here? And I said, a lot of people, maybe she came on the show. One, she got convinced to come on her show. Somebody signed her up for it. That's one thing. But a lot of people that get in that position, they start to take their guard down. They start to like embrace it, or at least I just hope that she would have at least been more like Chandra and just said, well, let me have a good time and let me just see. But no, she's not giving him a fair shake. She's not ready.
Mm-mm. No.
I want to go back to what Shauna just, okay. There will be an IG live. Oh yes, I was going to say that. I was going to say that to the end. With Aries from season 1, will host. Aries will keep talking to Crystal, James, and Tremaine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to announce that later, but Shauna was saying she wants a hood guy. She wants a guy from the hood. And see, honestly, think about that, Tawana. She wants a guy from the hood who is famously not going to be available. He's not emotionally available. She wants some guy from the hood instead of some IT guy who's a computer engineer. Um, if that's your type,
Then you're just setting yourself up for always chasing after somebody.
yep,
Here's somebody who saw you, wanted to protect you, wanted to love you, and maybe she's not used to that. Maybe
yeah.
she's used to it being the other way, where she's trying to love someone, chasing after them, and you know.
Yeah, maybe she thought that she was gonna let her guard down, but it was too difficult for her. and she wants a hood guy, but she needs a Tremaine. And
Mhm.
honestly, Tremaine's letter was so good as well. It was very short and sweet and to the point, but he said, "I see you."
Yeah.
Not the you show us, but that scared, sorry, sad little girl who's just afraid to come out. I was like, Tremaine, read her,
Right.
read her, read her. It was, I was just like, wow. Like, and I said, at some point when, if I know I'm fidgeting or if I know that I'm uncomfortable, I will just kind of sit there like, okay, that you just, I don't know. Maybe she just can't control it. She's in I'm hoping and I think that sometimes when you take a look at yourself, maybe she'll look at this back and say, okay, maybe I do need to talk to somebody, or maybe I do need some additional help, and I'm just going through life. Yeah,
No.
this was a very interesting episode, as I left with like what what's gonna happen after this, because I was just hoping that she would just say sorry, just say,
Oh my God. She apologized. I apologize, but I'm not going to say sorry. So then what are you apologizing for?
mhm.
What,
And she
what
was
was
apologizing, what? Because she didn't let him grieve, and maybe I should have done this, or maybe I should. The when she was
I
her,
think she just apologizing for her overall behavior,
yeah,
you
it's a good
know?
point. It's a good point. But I did not even think that she was disappointed, or hurt or insulted by the dumpster fire comment. I did not until now. I was like, oh, wait a minute, why did that hurt her feelings?
You
And
forecasted it.
you forecast, she forecasted it.
Right.
I just did not expect. I was like, "What? That's just something that's like this could either be a really great thing or it could be a dumpster fire." And honestly, this is exactly what it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly what it was, y'all. This I was so happy to see that I wanted to really read her letter. I'm glad for the ending. I mean, honestly, if they had finally got back together, I think we would have still been like, James, run. This is not going to work. It's
No,
not.
not James,
Okay,
Tremaine.
Tremaine, run.
Running for the hills.
If this was gonna work, we were just we were like, no, this is if. But I'm glad that she kind of just had a kind of maybe she had just a come to Jesus moment. She had just had a conversation and said, I need to do better. I think so.
Maybe
Yeah,
she had some bourbon.
maybe she, girl, exactly. And then they spent some time together one on one, and they took some fun pictures in the room at the Airbnb. And when she's just able to relax, and honestly, and that's something. And to my last point is that's what James said. He was like, why didn't I see this person? Where was she? Where's the relaxing person?
Tremaine.
Tremaine.
Crystal.
That's, I know. That's what Tremaine saying. Where was this person? Tremaine was like, why didn't I see this
Right.
person? And honestly, if you would have led with your soft side, if you would have led with that soft person, this would have ended better.
Yeah.
I honestly also didn't think that Tremaine had a lot to apologize for,
No.
but he did say, I should have, I was offended, and I got upset, and I said, anger is a secondary emotion, and I should have just realized she's hurt. And Tremaine was like, I shouldn't have got pissed off when you were hurt about, why didn't I reach out? And I thought, what are you talking about?
Right. Like
Yeah.
why did you need to apologize? I mean, I just don't think he should have apologized, or maybe he felt like, he could have handled it better, but she could have handled it a lot better also.
Oh yeah. Oh no, she apologized. She had more than one thing to apologize for. That is so funny. I agree. That's what we were talking about, is the dumpster fire thing, because yeah, we didn't I was actually like, this is just a comment on just what somebody sees in your personality. This could be great or it could be a dumpster fire. We're like, what? I'm surprised she was offended by that. But somebody said on the I predict Tremaine and Sharita are making sweet, sweet love right now. This very minute. I do think that physically they would probably be amazing. I think that Tremaine is probably very, honestly, this man's DMs are full. I know it.
I'm
Physically,
sure.
this man is probably amazing because I just think that I feel like he's just very caring and loving and stuff.
Yeah.
I just, mm.
Yeah.
There are a number of people in the comments who were hoping it would work out, but between them, why would anyone wish Sharita and Tremita on Tremaine? She is too much work. She's a lot of work. You really have to.
A lot.
A man with 3 kids and a job and other things going on, but he's got to make sure and cater to her feelings. I agree. I was like,
yeah,
whew. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Tremaine was very mature about the whole thing as well, KB.
I agree, KB. I agree. Y'all, this was a great button to put on this season. This was I loved I love writing hearing the letters. I love hearing the end and just, after they finally meet, how do things go? I totally love that. And honestly, the fact that, and I mean, this last thing, the fact that Tremaine just kept saying, even though she was there fidgeting and couldn't look at him doing the whole thing, he was like, I'm still going to be me. I'm going to just try to let people's guards down and I'm going to relax. I'm going to have a good time.
There you go.
I just loved that. I love that, and that's what Melissa definitely complimented him on, that he was like, I don't care how uncomfortable she is. I'm just going to try to break down these walls. I'm going to try to chip away at these walls. Next week, we're going to start with our reviews of Marriage Be Hard Conversations. Who do you think? Who do you want to start with, Juana? Who do you want to start with?
Tab and Chance.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Yay.
They were my favorite. So that's good. Okay. So we'll start with Tab and Chance. That'll be fun. Mm-hmm. That'll be fun. And then, then let us know who you want to hear next, because immediately Spice and his wife come in, I think of them, but whichever, we'll decide that later. Yeah. But yeah, Tab and Chance, I loved them. I loved it. And I love the fact that they've interviewed them. They've had a mukbang with them and another interview with them. I feel like this is the 3rd or 4th time. It's always a different conversation.
Yeah, which is nice.
Yes.
Which is nice. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So we're going to start with them. And then we'll, maybe each week we'll just decide at the day who's going to be next. And then Churchy's coming. So we'll look at Churchy and we'll see if we want to review Churchy. I just would love for people to see Churchy. Please.
Yeah.
Please share the live and let people know about this great Black content that's out there. We're going to start next week, and we're going to start with Tab and Chance.
Yay!
And if you haven't,
when is Churchy going to start, Shauna? Is that what you're asking?
We just know October.
Yeah, there hasn't been an official start date. We just know that's going to be in October.
That's all, but we'll keep you guys posted. I really need to please share the like the video and share and subscribe, because when I get the subscribers up, that's when I can get not just monetized, when I can get to 1,000 subscribers, but I can also put more content out. That's when I can start putting tabs up and let you guys know more about what's going on. So, yes.
Oh, Shauna wants to know, when is the season 1 recap?
Oh, we can do that. We're going to start that next week as well. We'll do that on Saturday or Sunday. We'll talk. Yeah, I'll put a tab out. We'll see if we do the season 1 recap, because we're gonna, so we can do that. Absolutely, we can start that next weekend too. Yeah, maybe we'll do that on Saturday, and then Tab and Chance on Sunday. We'll decide that. We'll talk. Yeah. The film festival debut was excellent. We did not win, unfortunately. We did not win, but honestly, there's one and there's another one coming next month. So we got to get our name out there. We got to network. Another artist won a very young Black Black creator, Black producer won, and it was an excellent debut. Though we networked with the right people, and that's what's important. So we didn't win, but we're very close. So yeah. So yes, and season 1 recap is gonna be next weekend sometime. So we will let you know. I will definitely put a thumbnail out.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.